Hey there and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle that one big challenge pretty much everyone has with AI, getting it to give you exactly what you're looking for. We're going to break down a super clear, structured framework that'll turn you into an AI whisperer, helping you get way better, more strategic results from any AI model out there. All right, let's jump in. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the core problem. Then we'll get into the 7-step solution. But instead of just going 1 through 7, we're going to group them into 3 big ideas: the foundation you need to build, the techniques you can use, and the final refinements to get that perfect result. By the end of this, you're going to have a new prompting superpower. Okay, so let's start with the problem that we're all trying to solve. Let's call it the AI communication gap. You know the feeling, right? You ask for a deep, insightful analysis, and you get back a summary that's, well, just generic. You ask for a funny, witty social media post, and it gives you something that sounds like a robot reading a thesaurus. It's so frustrating. You know how powerful the AI is, but it just feels like you can't quite get through. But here's the big idea, the mental shift we all need to make. The problem isn't some flaw in the AI, it's the instructions we're giving it. The quality of the output is a direct mirror of the quality of your input. And you know what? That's actually great news, because that's the one thing we have complete control over. And that brings us right to the solution. A simple, repeatable recipe that works for pretty much any large language model, whether it's ChatGPT or some custom AI agent you're using. It's a 7-step framework. And don't worry, this is not about memorizing some complex, scary formula. It's really just about building a new habit, a new way of thinking about how you talk to an AI to get your point across. And here they are: role, task, chain of thought, specifics, context, breakdown by component, and notes. We're going to walk through all of these, but just seeing them all laid out, it already kind of brings a little order to the chaos, doesn't it? So let's start building our prompt with the first big idea, the foundation. This group covers 3 of the most important steps on our list: role, task, and context. Getting these 3 right is kind of like pouring the concrete foundation for a house. It supports absolutely everything else you build on top of it. First step, role. This is so important. Don't just talk to a generic chatbot. Give it a job. Give it a persona. Are you talking to a world-class marketing guru, a senior data scientist, a historian specializing in the Roman Empire? Defining the role focuses all of that AI's massive knowledge into a specific expert persona. I mean, this example just nails it, right? You're not just saying, write me a script. You're telling it who it is. This one little sentence primes the AI to use the right vocabulary, the right tone, and the right structures that a top-tier scriptwriter would use. It's a game changer. Next up is the task. This is your prime directive. And the key here is to be crystal clear and direct. Start with a strong action verb. Generate, analyze, rewrite, summarize. Tell it exactly what to do, leaving 0 room for it to guess. The last piece of our foundation is context. This is where you explain the why. Why does this task even matter? What's the business goal here? Who's the audience? Giving the AI the bigger picture transforms it from a simple order taker into a strategic partner that actually understands your intent. Now, this is so powerful. Look at how this prompt frames the task. The AI isn't just sorting emails into folders. No, it is identifying opportunities and directly contributing to the growth and success of the company. That context helps it make smarter, more nuanced choices because it understands the real goal. Okay, our foundation is set. Now let's level up and get into our second big theme, technique. This section covers 2 really powerful methods: chain of thought and what's called breakdown by component. This is all about guiding the AI's thinking process to get a much more sophisticated result. Step 3 is chain of thought prompting. And honestly, this is a real game changer. Instead of just asking for the final answer, you ask the AI to think through the problem step by step. You're basically telling it, hey, show your work. This forces it to be more logical, more structured, and way less likely to make a silly mistake. And here's a perfect example for making a video script. You're not just saying, write a script. No way. You're giving it a 6-step production plan. This makes sure all the crucial pieces are in there, from the hook all the way to that powerful closing line. The final result is just going to be so much better. Okay, our next technique is breakdown by component, also known as few-shot prompting. Think of this like giving the AI a little mini training session right inside your prompt. You show it a couple of examples of exactly what you want, and it learns the tone, the format, and the logic you're looking for, all on the fly. This table just shows it beautifully. By giving it just 3 simple examples, an email and its correct label, you're teaching the AI the difference between a sales lead, a job applicant, and a customer support ticket. It learns the pattern almost instantly, and its future classifications are going to be way more accurate than if you just tried to describe the rules. All right, let's move on to our third and final theme, refinement. This covers the last 2 steps on our list, specifics and notes. You can think of these as the final quality control checks you do right before you hit that generate button. Step 4 is all about adding specifics. This is where you can toss in key details, formatting rules, and, get this, a fascinating little sub-technique called emotion prompt. It's basically where you add a little bit of emotional weight to your request. Just look at that sentence. It seems so simple. But research has shown that adding a phrase just like this can actually improve an AI's performance, sometimes by a lot. It's almost like you're flagging the task as high priority. By signaling that it's important to you, the model seems to put more computational effort into it, leading to a much more thoughtful response. It's a wild little psychological trick for a non-human brain. And finally, step 7, notes. This is your last-minute checklist. You can specify things like use Markdown for the output. You can use negative prompts to tell the AI what not to do. You can add a final tweak on the tone or state a critical rule like do not include any personal information. This section just helps prevent those common little mistakes and makes sure the final output is polished and ready to go. So there you have it. We've walked through all 7 steps. Let's wrap this up and talk about what this really means for you. Here's the big takeaway from all of this. This framework isn't about boxing you in or being restrictive. It's about giving you a blueprint for success. A structured prompt doesn't kill creativity, it actually enables it. It turns the AI from this kind of fuzzy, unpredictable tool into a reliable, powerful, creative partner that you can really collaborate with. By just taking a few extra moments to structure your request using these 7 steps, you are going to save yourself so much time on edits and get dramatically better results. You have the blueprint now. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it first? Thanks for watching.